Greetings everyone! Welcome to another edition of Amigos Plays. Today we're going to take a look at a basketball simulation called One-on-One. This is Dr. J versus Larry Bird. Came out mid-80s for the Amiga. Earlier than that for the 8-bit systems. This is a game that was talked about on Sprite Castle, which is a great C64 game-by-game podcast hosted by a friend of the show, Rob Flack O'Hara. And he kind of inspired me to try out the Amiga version because I didn't realize there was one. I figured this game, it came out I think in '83 on the 8-bit systems, but they ported it over. This is an early Electronic Arts game. As you can see, there's many different skill levels. We're going to go with Parks and Rec because I'm not very good at this game. Say in game by time or by points. We'll do by time. As you can see, you can play as either Bird or Dr. J. And you know what? I'll be Dr. J. The computer can be Larry Bird. And let's just start it out here. So this is obviously a 2-on-2 thing, and you have that meter down at the bottom of the screen. That's actually your fatigue meter. I never knew that growing up. I played this game for years and years and years on the Atari 8-bit computer, the 1200 XL, and I had no idea what that meter was. I thought it might have been a good thing, but it wasn't. That's the bigger that meter is, the more tired you get. Now this the Amiga version improves upon the graphics of the game by giving your players a little bit more flesh on their bodies. Although, to be honest, the original 8-bit games, they were definitely more detailed than earlier efforts at basketball, any kind of Intellivision or Atari 2600 basketball game where you're basically just talking about lines on the screen. These guys really looked like themselves as much as they could for the time period. Try 3 here. Turn around jump shot. The action is a little bit faster. I actually had to turn the speed way down on the Amiga when it first was emulating way too quickly. As you can see, the computer doesn't get nearly as tired as you do. If you hang back, since I'm playing it on the easiest level, the computer's not going to try and steal the ball, but there's really nothing you can do to make that fatigue meter go all the way down. You do have to take, I think you have to take the ball back. I know in the Atari version you did. We'll experiment with that momentarily. Ooh, robbed me. Okay, so if I don't take it back, yeah. You see, you've got to clear the ball, just like real half-court basketball. Everything is one button, so it's you tap the button to steal. You tap the button and you will turn around, and if you hold the button, you'll shoot. Now you can hold it down for longer or shorter. If you hold it down for too long, you'll be called for traveling. I'll show you what that looks like. So we don't want that. In the Atari and C64 versions of this game, you have the outline of the court, but everything else is black. There's no audience. Of course, the hoop is there and everything. Now keep in mind, I'm playing this on the very easiest difficulty level, and the computer's still giving me a run for my money, so I am not the skilled one-on-one player that Flack is. You just need to start making it back in threes. Or not. Try from the other corner. Come on. Oh. You do have, you have the sound of the ball and squeaking on the gym floor. It's very nice. As I said before, this is an early Electronic Arts game. This is before nobody called them EA. It was all just Electronic Arts. And this came in the record album case. The record album cases were pretty cool. I don't have this one, but I do have an example of one that I will show you momentarily. I'm going to pause this and run over here and show you. This is an example of a Electronic Arts record album case. You can see that it's completely square. It looks like if you got a fancy 45 with a hard picture sleeve. It's about that size. They have gatefold openings here, and the disc would just slide right in there. And they're really unique. You know, they never, aside from Electronic Arts, and they only did this for a short time, they got away from this design. I guess the packaging might have been more expensive, but a lot of people really collect these. I've got two of them. I've got the music construction set and the movie maker, and but be on the lookout for these because they're really neat. The instruction manual fits, inside one of the sides of the gatefold. It's just a really cool packaging style. So I thought I'd share that to you since we're talking about a game that originally came packaged in that style. All right, we'll continue our game. I'm home a little early today from school. The power went out. It's funny, the school that I teach at, the elementary school, the high school, there's a broken backboard. So that's another one of the features of one-on-one. I don't know how many backboards Larry Bird broke in his career, but he definitely broke one there. One of the small things that makes this game kind of neat. But anyway, the power went out today. The kids went from being terrified, when all the lights went out, to being very excited, knowing that there was a possibility they'd get to leave early. So we dismissed around lunchtime, and I got home early and did some work on getting things ready for the video of the podcast this week. And thought, since I had everything kind of out, that I'd record a quick episode of Amigos Plays. Offensive charging. I have never seen that before in this game. But I'll accept it. I've been known to play aggressively. Boy. This is a really fun two-player game. My dad and I used to play a lot of this. In fact, I can still remember typing this in. This was on the Atari. This was a liberated copy that was included with a bunch of other games. And I remember asking my dad how to load it up, and he'd say ONEONONE.exe. That's what you type, in Atari DOS to get it going. So I've got a lot of fond memories of this game. We may just play until the half. There's nothing special that happens at the end of a game. At least in the Atari version. We'll see if there's anything that happens at halftime. If there is, we might stick around for the full game. But otherwise, as far as I know, it's just basically the screen will freeze and it will display the scores, and that will be the end of the game. I don't know what that said. It's kind of like an NBA Jam thing, though. Oh, that's right. There's the... He's not amused. when they're animated almost like the early Monkey Island games or something, or the early Sierra games. When they speak, it's kind of a black cube will appear and disappear. There's a nice steal. Of course, I couldn't capitalize on it. Steph Curry. The fadeaway. You can't do the sky hook on this game, which was my specialty playing basketball. And by specialty, I think I made one sky hook once ever. Oh, come on. Ooh, that's ugly. That's ugly. So this is the end of the quarter, end of the half, yeah. So we'll go ahead and call it now, because I don't think there's going to be anything special at the end of the game. No recap or anything like that. But this is a really cool port of this game. Check it out, one-on-one for the Amiga. Until next time, adios.